All right, we are back in Timberborn, and today we are going to get through the rest of this bad tide. Now, this bad tide is important because this was the first time we were able to test our bad tide redirection system up here, and it is working. The bad water is flowing through the gate to the left, and when it clears up, good water will flow through the gate to the right. That is excellent news. See, we built this hauler's post here, so that'll hopefully help with some of our logistics around town. Unfortunately, we accidentally left our floodgate open, so we have some bad water in our water reservoir there, but we should have enough water to get through this bad tide. What I want to do now is focus on the next pillar of our community. In our last episode, we talked about how the first thing was to survive droughts by storing water in a reservoir. So we built some dams in order to store water. The second pillar of our community is going to be figuring out this bad tide business and sorting it properly. And I think the prototype we built up here is going to be key to that, because we can use this technique with the sluices at each of the bad water sources around the map, and in particular at this one up here, because if we can get this sorted up here, then that can let us sort of use these dams even during a bad tide, just like it's a drought. It effectively turns bad tides into droughts, and that is something that we are a little bit better equipped to handle. Now, we're going to be building another one of these redirection systems, because this pathway up here, I believe, flows down and under that tunnel and then around and off the map right there. So we can do that. So let's go ahead and start setting up the construction for this system. So we're going to need to dam off this place right there. We'll build a wall there and build another one on top of it like so. Now, I think if we are going to use this channel, if 3 blocks is enough, then we want to have it all sort of be at the same corner to make nice and easy flowing. So we can go ahead and do that. Probably delete this levee there. Don't think we're going to need that one. Now, I believe that a beaver can actually build down too. So if we build a path along the top of this, I think they can actually, if a beaver is standing on this block, it can actually reach and build that bottom block there. So I don't think we need any additional structures over here. I think I noticed them doing that. And so let's put that to the test. Let's go ahead and grab our sluices and set those up right there. And we're also going to need to clear out these blockages. Now, we want to make sure we clear them out in the right order. We don't want to clear this one out and not be able to reach that one. So we'll mark each of these for demolition. But what we'll do is we will prioritize the far one and then the middle one at a medium priority and leave this one at a standard priority. And hopefully what that will do is they'll get over and clear that one straight away, and then when they feel like it, they'll clear the second one, and then that last one they'll just get to whenever they get to it. And we can put sluices in there once those are done. All right, let's start building this road home. See how close we can get. Probably want to cut this way here. Let's see. So that's where are we at? All right. Oh, this is a long way. Our beavers are going to have their work cut out for them, but we can do this during a bad tide, during a drought. And as long as we have enough water storage, we should be okay. All right, with those roadways in place, our beavers can start working on that construction project. And hopefully that will go well. Let's go ahead and start speeding things along. We do want to, since we're going to be building sluices, I think we're needing a total of 30 metal blocks, and we only have 9. So we'll reactivate those. We can probably want to leave 4 builders. Since these are bad water pumps, or since we're in bad tide, we can pause our water pumps. But I think ultimately what we're going to need to do, and while we are working on all of this stuff, is we're going to need to set up some more housing. I think we're going to need to expand the number of beavers, and that's going to also require some more water tanks and some more farm fields. So let's go ahead and get those set up now. I'm wondering if we should take a look at this double lodge, because we need, I think 6 more beavers would just about cut it for everything we are doing. And we have plenty of science. So let's go ahead and unlock that. So this one This is interesting. This has a second story entrance. How do we want to do this? Because I quite like this. The idea of a second story and a building up, but I don't want to necessarily block off the top of a roof that's halfway there already. So I think this gather flag, there's not going to be anything else this gather flag can do. We can go ahead and delete that. I think that means we can go ahead and build this here. And if we set up stairs there, that could work out nicely. The alternative is if we don't want to do those stairs, if we do stairs right here and do platforms, then that could give us access to this rooftop. And I think I'd seen something over here in well-being, maybe? Yeah, the rooftop terrace. Rooftop terrace. And we can then put a platform right there. And that will increase our beavers' sort of satisfaction or well-being level. And that, I think, will be very helpful to us, too. Now, I'd also noticed a couple of mistakes that I'd made just looking around. Ah, yes, here's one. So during a bad tide, this river actually flows. We don't need wind power here. We can put a water wheel in here. And I don't know why that didn't occur to me before. Let's go ahead and just run this power shaft. And let's actually prioritize... no. We'll leave that one as a standard priority for now because I think, are getting enough metal blocks. Let's head up and see where we at. Okay, so we're up to 15 metal blocks. We can build the ones we have right now. That's fine. All right, now, during the last episode, we built this hauler's post, but I think this was actually a mistake. We'll go ahead and leave it here because I think having the beaver to haul stuff around is helpful. But I think what I actually wanted to build was a builder's hut. Let's go ahead and set up a builder's hut now. And set this, right near our new house. Ah, our new house isn't connected by paths. We can fix that. And let's prioritize this construction site, because once we get that, then we'll have more beavers. Looks like we have 2 injured beavers, so I think we can go ahead and set up a second hospital bed, medical bed right there, yeah. That'll be perfect as well. And actually, we can do that underneath our new hut and sort of take advantage of that void space that we created there. We'll make that a medium priority. We want to get this builder's hut built and then that hospital bed. And then from there, we'll have more builders and we can do other and more interesting things. Now, the other thing we're going to need is to expand our farming setup. We don't have enough food, nor enough water production, but food is something we can do something about right now. So let's go ahead and put in some sunflower seeds. That'll give us some food variety, boost our well-being a little bit more, and then we can also expand our carrot production by a bit to make sure we have enough food for our additional beavers that we are bringing in. And ultimately, I think we're going to need to expand this further still, even there. All right, let's speed things along. All right, the bad tide ascended. Unfortunately, this water is just going to take a long time to clear out. I don't know what to do about that. We should be able to start pumping from over here pretty quickly. That's good news. Raise that up to 80. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I could use this flooding mechanism to force the water out, but I don't want the beavers to get sick. I think... yeah. We just have too many jobs. Let's go ahead and pause. Where are we at? Don't think we need a gatherer right now, or a scavenger right now. We need to find the workers. We don't have enough workers for the for all the jobs we're doing. I don't think we need 2 lumberjacks over here. We do need lumberjacks over here, but I don't think we're using logs fast enough to justify the number of lumberjacks we have. Is the issue there? We do need builders, and I'm worried that our next event is going to be a bad tide, and I would love to have this built for that. I don't think we can do it on the next one, but maybe the one after that. Okay, so this water might be clean enough now. So let's try this. Let's raise this floodgate. That should flood this water out. Oh, and we did get an unwell beaver. Okay, and now we can drop this floodgate again. I should let the water flow out. Floods to subside. Any minute now. Any minute now. Or not. There we go. So how do we deal with an unwell beaver? So, fine now, but we'll get sick in a few days. Alright, so how do we deal with an unwell beaver? Herbalist creates antidote that cures contaminated beavers. Alright, let's go ahead and get an herbalist set up. Set that there. Just gonna burn through a bunch of our science, that's okay. And an herbalist uses berries, dandelions, and paper. So paper, I think I saw, yeah. So we're gonna need a paper mill now. Get that constructed. We'll prioritize these because we really need these buildings built. Can't have sick and injured beavers, and then dandelions. So dandelions are gathered by a gatherer's hut, I think. So we'll set up some dandelions up here, and I guess we'll have to set up another gatherer's flag. So we'll prioritize that as well. All right, the good news is I think we're getting there on food, and this is not a very long drought, so we should be okay in that regard too. Should have plenty of planks. I think we can pause plank production to get some of these other jobs done. We don't need anybody at our gatherer's hut just yet. Or at our herbalist's hut just yet. Or at our gatherer's hut. We just have too many jobs. We have enough metal blocks though, so we can pause our smelter. We can pause our hauling post. We want to keep that furnace for forester going, keep that going. Oh, we need more people. All right, our builder's hut is fully occupied. We just need more people. But that's such a big job. So, how are we doing on this? All right, so we've cleared the rubble. We can put in our other sluices up here. And these ones are a little less critical as much as building this one, because if these sluices are in place but stay open, then the water will just split and we'll still get good water flowing. It's just much more important that we do these ones. So let's prioritize these a bit higher over this. And if we can just get the logs up there, it's just going to be a whole lot of log hauling. But that will give us access to this same sort of reservoir even during bad tides. And that's going to be so huge because that'll reclaim all of this land and we'll be able to expand. So I thought about it. We could put another one of these containers over here, or I actually don't like the idea of a long linear city. I don't think that's going to be very efficient. I think maybe if we can build one somewhere up on this mountain and have it trickle down. I don't know what the trickle down effect of water in that situation is, but if we were to build one right here, for example, would we be able to build on these plateaus, and could that potentially be useful for us? So that is something to bear in mind. All right, we have some dandelions, have some antidote. How is our contaminated beaver doing? He's getting his antidote. Does he need to get it all the way up to 1? Does he just need to drink the antidote? Is that... We've got 12 antidote. He should be okay. Alright, well, we'll see. Alright, how's our construction doing? Good. We built our first dam, raising the water level up here. It's good news. And we got our other sluices. So we want to close these ones below the contamination depth, so that the good water flows down, and these ones are closed above the contamination depth. So that is looking good. Exhausted and dehydrated. Bad tide approaching. Let's see, can we get this built? That would be so nice. Let's do it. Come on, beavers. You can do it. Last one. The logs are delivered. Come on. Yes. All right. It is done. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This has been such a stressor for me that these bad tides keep killing my colony. I hate it so much. But now I think we finally got it cracked. You know, obviously we're not out of the woods yet. We need to figure out some other things. But this is the second pillar of our community, all completed. Bad tides should, in theory, be sorted. They are, as far as like the standard living situation of our colony goes, they are effectively the same as a drought at this stage. And so that is just so exciting to me. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Our population is growing. All right, let's double check it. Let's watch it. Gates close. Bad water is diverted successfully. Bad water is diverted successfully on this side. It's called a bad tide, but this is a drought for us. And that a drought is something we can handle. It's only 10 days. We have plenty of water. We are doing fantastic. Now we do need to expand things. We need to expand our water storage, for example. And I wonder if it's time for us to invest in the large tank. See, do we have 30 metal planks to build one? We do not. But we're starting to get our population built up a little bit. So I think we can go ahead and re-enable some of those and go ahead and take that plank, take that purchase. Let's actually set up some platforms over here. So we can just build this right next to our other ones. Large tank there. And that'll hold 1,200 water, so that's the equivalent of these 4 tanks, and just a slightly smaller footprint, and quite a bit cheaper as well overall. So 4 of these, it takes metal blocks, that's the trick, but it would be the equivalent of 3 tanks worth of gears and 2.5 or 2 2/3 tanks worth of planks. We can resume our lumber milling, and since we don't have any large builds going on anymore, we can redirect the beavers away from our builder's hut. This can be handled by just the beavers at our normal district, and potentially even just a couple of them. And if we have more, then that's great, you know. So that is good. We're in a good situation. All right. Well, I think that is where we are going to leave it for today. I think we're in a fantastic place going forward. And in our next episode, we can move on to the third pillar, which is going to be figuring out how to survive the long droughts. Because right now we have enough water storage that we get by, but we're having a hard time filling our tanks. I think we're going to need to invest in the large water pump, and that is also going to mean figuring out treated planks. But for now, I think we're going to leave it here. So I'd like to thank you guys for spending a few minutes with me here in the world of Timberborn. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Leave a like if you haven't, subscribe if you'd like to see more. My name is Dakoba, and I hope you have an epic day. I'll see you soon.